All right, everybody. So new ViDoc today. It's gonna be awesome. I've avoided as much as possible as I could today. I just got off of work. It is 4:13, and this came out what, like 6 hours ago. So I avoided as much as possible. I saw a couple of things on Twitter, but I don't think it was like spoiler or anything. At least I don't think so. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and check it out. Let's go ahead and get started.
I know what you're wondering. What is true and what is false?
The Witch Queen is an unsettling mystery. Our biggest foe, Savathun, has our grandest tool, the light.
It's paying off narrative threads that we planted way back in Destiny 1.
I'm here to protect humanity.
How do we stop this?
The stakes in the universe are rising, and it's the greatest challenge that we've ever faced.
Wait, I want to go back because
I'm here to protect
I want to
humanity.
go back because
How do we
there's
stop this?
The stakes in the
wanna
universe
see
are
what's on the
rising, and
table
it's the
right
greatest
there.
challenge that
okay. I'm assuming new exotic sidearm, ghost or hive ghost, everything ghost. Let's see. Anything else to give away? Awesome sneakers. It's a plus. All right.
we've ever faced.
We're shedding that dogma of light equals good, darkness equals bad. We're really entering the mists and trying to discern what's in front of us and what's lurking just underneath the surface.
What is your truth now?
There are a lot of bombshells in the Witch Queen narrative. And that's just scratching the surface of what we're going to get into this year.
Light in the dark.
Witch Queen and Season of the Risen is chapter 1 and the beginning of the end for the Light and Darkness saga.
We're really getting to the core of what it means to be a guardian. We are looking at and asking big questions about the light and darkness.
We have a big bad that we've been anticipating for a really long time coming back in the form of Savathun.
Savathun's had a hand in most of the major conflicts that we've been involved with.
We've heard about Savathun for years and just bits and pieces, and then you see it slowly building over seasons until we come to this huge critical point.
Savathun's no longer just someone you hear about.
She's not just interfering in little ways. She's now ready to take center stage.
Okay, there's the exorcism.
1, 2, 3. Savathun, she's larger than life. We wanted to make her feel imposing and very regal and dancing through motion in some way.
The light offers us a fresh start.
She's very manipulative. She is very ethereal, but she also has that creepiness to her as well.
She promised she'd help us out with this pyramid ship problem that's coming our way. But the reality of the situation is Savathun is only on Savathun's side. We've outlived our purpose, and it is to Savathun's benefit to wipe us off that chessboard.
Oh, really?
She's lived among us. She has played us for fools.
I really
she
liked
knows us
that
inside
cutscene
and
when it
out.
came out.
And
It was
she's
such a
been
good
a
one.
step ahead of us the whole way. So how do you beat someone like that?
It isn't too late. You can still be forgiven. Be careful.
I'll hold you to it.
In order
That's
to beat
another good one right there.
Savathun, you need to understand Savathun.
Her throne world is
Okay, I just want to say, that this landscape is just amazing. I don't know who worked on this. I don't know the team behind it or the artist or anything that came up with this, but it's really, really good.
a manifestation of Savathun's own personality, which is in Witch Queen going through a transformation through the light.
She has these areas that she's
that's
kind of trying to shun and push away. For the old hive areas, it's much more atmospheric, it's very dense, it's very claustrophobic, it's spooky. Then when you make your way into the Lucent hive area, it's a lot more open and broad.
It's so good.
It's definitely
Just the
brighter,
white.
it's definitely more lively.
White.
We want
And then
people to look at
that
it like an
pop of color
impressionist
is
painting.
really
Something
good.
that's very pretty from far away, but as you get closer, it's not really what it seems. It's very unsettling.
So okay, so taking that, what he said, it's like just the art Like the art direction that they took is just really, really good. Like coming from like an artist background, just like the way that they've designed everything. I love it. I love it. I wish I could do something like that. Like just doing those like full like landscapes, being able to fill everything in and just make it look amazing. It's great.
You're looking at shapes, you're looking at these things within the world, and you're not entirely sure what they are, and you have to get close and you have to investigate.
What's really going to be exciting for players is that they're going to get to play that part of psychic detective, trying to solve the many mysteries of the throne world.
Witch Queen campaign, I think, is probably the most ambitious campaign we've made in a very long time.
We're building the definitively Destiny campaign, so leaning
A long time.
I want to. Did that fusion rifle fire like full auto and then have a charge shot?
We're building the
ambitious campaign we've made in a very long time.
Okay, no. I thought I saw something. I thought I saw the fusion rifle like shoot, like have a full auto and then have a charge shot. No. It was just that one. This one right here. Where's my mouse? Right there. This was the full auto sound, and then yeah. All right, I was about to get really excited and really worried, but no, we're good. That's a nice fusion though. Nice fusion, like the little scope decals.
We're building the definitively Destiny campaign, so leaning into the journey you can find in exotic missions or the mechanics you might find in a dungeon.
You have to kind of think your way through. You have to figure out, like, hey, what do I need to do next in order to get to the end of this?
We've got Savathun, right? The Queen of Lies. So this campaign is full of surprises.
Savathun has all these abilities, and you got to make sure that all of the abilities of the bosses would be something worthy of her. And as I kept thinking about this, I felt like I was really becoming Savathun.
We've also added the legendary difficulty, which is called Become Legend.
It's not for the faint of heart. It's going to be loaded with these moments that are going to be frustrating, almost like teeth gnashing, but when you get through those encounters, you're going to feel like really accomplished.
Double rewards, yeah.
As people who have worked on raids and dungeons before, being...
All right, so that's good. That's good to know that you'll be rewarded well for doing the legendary campaign. With some track records, I would have figured, oh, you just do it for... you just do it for like a pinnacle reward or whatever, but having double rewards is nice.
Being able to broaden that experience for any kind of player who comes in is really important.
If the Witch Queen is the psychic detective fantasy and journey, then Season of the Risen is that same detective throwing on their flak jacket and defending Earth from the Hive Guardians and the Lucent Hive and Savathun herself.
When Savathun shows up on our doorstep with the light, the first person to lend us help is Keitel.
You want us to hit them?
I need us to hit them.
She's got this light suppressing technology that the Cabal were using in Season of the Chosen, and now she's going to help us use that against the Lucent Hive.
When you're working with Keitel, she has a different approach. It's not about...
Did he say Keitel? Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? All right, then.
About asking questions, it's about getting in there and extracting.
We don't really understand what happened when Savathun actually was able to take the light. So the campaign in Season of the Risen, in many ways, is about that story. Guardians need to stop.
Hold up. What was that hunter doing?
We don't really understand what happened when Savathun actually was able to take the light. So the campaign in Season of the Risen, in many ways, is about that story. Guardians need to stop Savathun's advance beyond the throne.
That looked really good.
And Savathun poses an existential threat to everyone because she basically has an undead army.
In fighting the Lucent Brood, this isn't our first time in the game fighting other light bearers, but it is the first time that we'll be facing other light bearers that have much more relentless motives.
When you look at these Hive Guardians and when they do their abilities, you immediately make that connection like, oh, they are using my powers against me. As soon as we see the knight pop its super and it has 2 shields, you immediately are like, oh yeah, I see that connection. And then it's like, and then you're like, it hits you with those things and then you're dead. And it's just an amazing experience.
Like, I feel like that should have been an exotic for Titans. Is just to have 2 shields on 1 arm. I feel like that would have been cool. But to see the Hive have it, that's still pretty cool though. What? Oh, okay. All right.
The Guardians themselves kind of feel like a fire team that you're fighting against. You got every class represented.
The Acolyte, when that character casts, does very similar thing as the player, like the Arc Wizard. The sparks go out, it's ready to go. If you're not smart about it, if you're not paying attention, you are
I just want there to be an option in the settings is just to have Dave do all the sound effects. Because every ViDoc that comes out and he's in there, he's doing he does his sound effects, and I want that to be in the game.
Actually going to have to play that fight over again.
If you're successful in taking down one of these Hive units that are wielding the light, you actually have to go up and kill their ghosts.
That was like one of my favorite things that we were able to do in this game, is just that moment where you crush the ghost.
It's kind of this moral dilemma. A ghost is your companion, and now suddenly you have one in your hand and you're about to crush it.
The first time it happens, you're like looking at your hand like, I can't believe what I've just done. Am I doing this? Should I be doing this?
I have a ghost.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What is going on?
That is another great question of, will there be a moral dilemma that our character has to face just because we have to kill these ghosts? Like, granted, they're not ghosts from the Traveler as far as we know, but they're still ghosts. Like, they're still ghosts. And I know some of y'all will be like, oh yeah, whatever, blah blah blah, but I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some type of moral play at work from like Savathun talking about killing the ghosts and interacting with our guardian in some way.
Savathun and her Lucent Brood are the most dangerous enemies we've faced so far. And so we're going to need better, more powerful weapons and tools to fight against that threat.
We did a bunch of work early on looking at various different types of weapons we could add to the sandbox.
We wanted to introduce a special weapon archetype that was effective more at a middle range, but also had these kind of additional roles associated with it. The glaive is a projectile weapon, and it is a shield, and it's a melee weapon. We wanted to keep that experience in first person. It has an immediacy that you don't really get when you're using a sword because the camera is so much further back. Because this is also a projectile weapon with a slower moving projectile, the onus of skill on aiming these weapons is about leading and compensating for the speed of the projectile and anticipating that. If you're in a really difficult encounter and one of your teammates dies somewhere out in the open where you normally wouldn't be able to get to them, you can bring that shield up and actually get the revive and then fall back.
Nice.
Glaives originate with...
Will the glaive be usable in PvP? Because I can see that being a thing in like survival or trials, just being able to use the glaive to press for that fallen teammate. I say survival. There's respawn timers, but I mean like elimination. The elimination game mode type, like, will you be able to? Like what type of ammo is it gonna use?
With Savathun trying to steal an extremely powerful weapon for her own use, and players will use the weapon crafting recipes that they find throughout the campaign in order to reconstruct this incredibly powerful and incredibly ancient weapon.
When you put together your glaive in the campaign, you just get a taste that that's what you want to do for the rest of the weapons that you get.
Weapon crafting lets you target a specific role and go and build that, and you know how long it's going to take you to get there, and you get exactly the thing that you want.
I really want to see what people do with it and like.
Wait,
And you get target a specific role and go and build that, and you know how long it's going to take you to get there, and you get exactly the thing that you want.
I really want to see what people do with it and like the feedback that we're gonna get and people share.
I want to, let's see. Okay. I want to get a closer look. I know we've seen this in like, weekly updates, but I want to just look at it for a second. All right. All right then. Okay. Moment. What? Still doesn't. I guess it's gonna use special ammo.
Sharing all of the things that they're doing with that new system.
You're creating your guardian, and you want
There you
to
go.
be
That screen will actually tell me if we go back a little bit.
All of the things that they're doing.
Okay. Let's take a look at this a little bit. All right. Okay. So you got weapon level right here. TD. I'm assuming the date it was made. All right. Glaive, hybrid melee, ranged polearm. With a frontal shield, generate energy and deal ranged damage. Press to raise shield, depleting energy over time, and then press to kinetic melee combo. Okay. All right. All right.
with that new
New
system.
perk.
You're creating
New
your
perk.
guardian, and you want to be able to shape your guardian into what you want them to be. And this gives us a great opportunity to continue to do that.
So good.
This is a really big season for weapons in particular. We've got 8 brand new exotics.
I love that thing.
Streaker exotic submachine gun. This is something which Guardians have made, but it's modeled after weapons of sorrow, like Thorn and Touch of Malice. Fires swarms of tiny homing projectiles that land on a target.
I'm gonna be
and
using the hell
explode
out
in
of
this
that.
poison burst.
I'm
We
gonna
have
be
an
using the
exotic
hell out
machine
of
gun, where the whole idea is be the Colossus. You can launch a barrage of up to 20 homing missiles.
It's a comical amount of projectiles on the screen.
We're doing an exotic glaive for each class this time, and the exotic perks tie deeply into the mechanics of the classes.
Okay, exotic
I think they're
glaive.
going to be really cool additions to build crafting. We've got, the usual suite of raid weapons, destination, activity, seasonal. I recounted it this morning. I think it's about 50 new weapons.
You're going to have
Nice.
2 new exotic
50
armor
weapons.
for each class, totaling 6, 1 stasis, 1 non-stasis. The Titan stasis exotic. Cast your barricade, and instead of, this Traveler's Light and the Rally Barricade, you create a giant wall of ice. Even though this thing is massive, you still get all the benefits of Rally Barricade.
Oh, that's cool.
Warlock Void exotic. We called them the Devouring Rift legs because we wanted Empowering Rift to feel like it had a place in endgame content the way that Healing Rift does. Empowering Rift doesn't heal you. Well, what if it did?
All right, I'm going to be using the
In
heck
Season
out of
16,
those.
you're going to see a massive revamp to the Void subclass systems across all 3 classes. This is a huge update and will allow players to build craft in ways that they've never done before.
Oh, wait. Okay,
Huge
Warlock.
update
They're
and
talking
will allow
about, they're
players
showing Warlock stuff. All right. Melee final blows grant grenade energy. Nice.
to build craft in ways that they've never.
And then your lingering grenade effects for vortex, void, spike, and axe. Wait. Void. Do I get a void wall grenade? Nice.
Done before.
And then, excuse me. Final blows when surrounded by combatants grant super energy. Okay. All right. So for those of y'all that don't know, I mainly do Void Walker, Warlock. Really excited for this. Really excited for the class updates that they're doing, and doing grenade builds. Something I typically do, because with Warlock you don't really have too much of like a melee unless you're using Top Tree Dawn. Then that ranged melee is pretty nice. But for Voidwalker, you want a grenade build. Specifically with like Devour currently. So I'm interested to see how it changes. Some of the fragments that I see here actually really interest me. Especially the surrounded combatants grant super energy. That I feel like that would work really well in PvE.
One of the things we wanted to do is create a core set of verbs like we did with stasis.
Oh wait, okay, back.
One of the things we wanted to do is create a core set of verbs like.
All right, Voidwalker, Chaos Accelerant. Let's see, 1 fragment slot. Okay, more than emptiness and emptiness magnifier. The void passes through, growing ever more like itself. Hold to overcharge your grenade, making it deadlier and more effective. Void grenade or vortex grenade increases the size and linger duration of the vortex. Axion creates an additional seeker. Scatter grenade has submutations attract to nearby target, or submunitions. And magnetic grenade increases short range void blasts.
We did with stasis.
Child of the old gods. Cast your rift to create a void soul. All right. When you damage a target with your weapon, your void soul flies to them and drains them, doing damage and weakening them. When the target is being drained, you are granted grenade and melee energy if running a healing rift, or health if running empowering rift. Oh. Okay, so you can use an empowering rift. Use empowering rift, creates void soul, and alright, that's cool. Hitting a target while being drained by the void soul grants class ability energy. Nice.
Anyone can run suppressors now. I think that's the pretty cool thing to be able
I'm going to be running suppressor grenade probably.
We wanted you to feel like you were the energy vampire. Feel like you were the Night Stalker.
Nice.
Feel like you were that protector, that big Sentinel Titan. So you're going to see things like Bastion, a new Titan aspect, where you take your big old Sentinel shield, slam it into the ground, and create this void barricade that's going to apply overshield to you and your buddies.
Oh, that's cool.
My favorite aspect is probably Child of the Old Gods. As this warlock controlling space and time, I'm able to rip a hole into another dimension and then pull out this little like sentient black hole. Whenever I target an enemy, my little black hole buddy is going to fly over there and start draining their life force.
The Void 3.0 update is really setting the stage for how we're thinking about updating the subclasses for the rest of the year.
We're going to extend this philosophy to Solar and Arc. Solar obviously is going to be about burning, but there's this other component to Solar, and that's healing. Arc is all about chaining. It's all about lightning, direct attacks, quickness. We're going to take the fantasies that you know and love today. We're going to embellish them. So what you'll see is like all of the new abilities, all the new actions you take, reinforce that to the core. Pretty excited about it.
Witch Queen is very much a culmination of the last 6 to 7 years of just Destiny all together. And really, this is starting the road to the final showdown. But things aren't necessarily just dark and light anymore. There's a lot more nuance in the game.
It's going to be a real fight. Players have something that they're really going to be challenged by.
I can't wait for everyone to find out what's been going on with Savathun. Like, I'm excited.
You Guardians are so clever, aren't you?
From the throne world to the campaign to the customizable build crafting, it all comes together to make Destiny feel really new and fresh.
We've got more Destiny coming this year than any other year before. It's one of the most ambitious releases we've ever put together, and the team is firing on all cylinders.
Tell me, Guardian, what do you think you're going to do?
Oh, there's a lot of information there. I am super excited for Witch Queen. I mean, I can't, like, I think at least the subclass update this is going to be the one for me just because I primarily use Void anyways. Wanted to see more exotic. My one complaint I'd have is just, 2 exotics per class is like, yeah, cool, that's fine. I would like more, but that's just me being greedy. Other than that, super excited. I want those warlock boots. Give empowering rift a purpose, because I've always wanted to do something with empowering rift, but it never really worked. Die too fast because my aim is poo poo. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out. I'll be here. I'll be here next update we get. Sit back here and watch it. You know, maybe I'll notice some more things. I'll probably scrub through this again and see if there's anything else that I missed. Go ahead, and if there's anything that I missed, I'll post it on Twitter or something. Super excited though. I can't wait. Like, we're so close to the 22nd. We're only gonna get closer. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. All right. I don't really know how to start this. I don't know how to start it. Like that's the thing, cause I've tried to stay away from this all day. Like, I've opened up Twitter twice today. So I haven't, like I said, I haven't watched anything of it. I've seen like a couple things on Twitter. Yeah, I'm recording. Like, I'm recording right now. Like, I just started it. But I haven't watched anything. I don't know how to start this. I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't know. All right. Oh, I mean, all right. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. I don't know how to do intros. I really don't know how to do outros. I've just been saying. I guess I know how to do outros because I've been saying the same thing for like the past 5 years.